Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Well, hello, my little pumpernickel on rye. What are you doing? How's everybody doing? Hope you're well. Today is January 4th, 2023. Oh my God. I can't believe it's 2023. Hope everybody is good. Good morning. Bonjour. How's everyone doing? A lot has happened in the last 24 hours, and the day is not even halfway through. So, got a lot to talk about. Of course, a lot happened yesterday. I was live twice yesterday, I think I was. And right now, Brian is on his way. He has probably landed by now. It was, and I'll show you guys shortly. He has a 4-hour and 20-minute plane ride. So he should be there. I think he left at like 6:20, 6:30 this morning, and he should be there. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and put up my phone number. If anybody wants to call in, I need to turn my phone on if you're going to call in, that too. Make sure I got my phone on real quick. We are going to cut it up. We're going to talk about it and see where this dance takes us. Glad they are sending him back to Idaho where he belongs. Absolutely. He should be there any minute. You're exactly right, Zen. 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. So, I mean, it's obviously going to be a lot earlier there. 2-hour difference, I think. They're in mountain time, right? My ex-husband was extradited from Illinois to California, and they made him travel on buses. They spend the nights in various jails. The guy is lucky to be on a plane. Yes. I think it depends. This is obviously a very high-profile case. So whether we say that, all men are created equal under the law, some, in my opinion, get special privileges. And then I'll just leave it at that. But Lady Justice is supposed to be blind. Yeah, hey, y'all just heard his flight plan, and they are watching the plane in the air. Good morning. Yes. Speaking of flight plan, did you know the other day, whenever they were planning on arresting Brian, did you know? Let me show you this, if I can find it. There's a lot to talk about. Okay, here we go. This
Playback of air traffic above Brian Koberger's parents' house the night before he was arrested.
The night before Brian.
An unmarked plane circled for 2 hours.
Yes, an unmarked plane circled. Maybe it was related, maybe it wasn't, but it was an unmarked plane from what I understand, and it circled right in the area. He's on his way back already. Yes, he is on his way from Pennsylvania back to Idaho. It is a 4-hour.
Playback of air traffic above Brian Koberger's parents' house the night before he was arrested.
Something like that.
An unmarked plane circled for 2 hours.
So I thought that was interesting. You know, I'm just, while some people come in here, I know there's other people live right now. So, you know, another interesting fact that I wanted to, I don't know if I have it pulled up. I wasn't planning on really talking about it, but let's see. I thought I pulled it up somewhere. Maybe I didn't. But Moscow, Idaho, got its name actually from, like, I think it's the city or one of the surrounding cities in Pennsylvania. It was actually named Moscow, Idaho, was actually named a Moscow because of some other city or something in Pennsylvania. I was going to try to pull that up, but maybe I have it, maybe I don't. I've got like literally so much pulled up. It's absolutely incredible. I just bought a storage thing for my a separate storage where I can literally hold like 5 terabytes. It is a lot. It is a lot. So yeah, anyway, I thought that was interesting. I was planning on showing you guys that, but I guess I didn't pull it. I don't think I pulled it up. I'm going to look one more time, but yes, within that city, it's kind of eerie, you know, how sometimes the irony of life in general, right? So there is that. Now I will show you that he is confirmed on his way. And also, on a lot of my slideshows from now on, what I am doing, and I'm trying to remember to do it, I am adding, you'll see a big red strip and it says confirmed, or it'll say not confirmed or speculation and stuff. However, I do want to give a point across, a disclaimer that, you know, we do talk about theories here, and theories are not facts. We do present facts, obviously, but we also, and now because of there's a gag order, you know, there's speculation, and you know it's the bittersweet thing of, you know, the gag order. It is what it is, I guess. So yes, going back to this, here we go.
Justin,
was
to
just
live desk,
earlier.
we have just learned that Idaho murder suspect Brian Koberger is no longer at a county jail in Pennsylvania this morning. ABC News just reporting he flew out this morning and is now likely on his way back to Idaho to face murder charges in connection with the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. This is a significant development this morning. Once he's back in Idaho, the probable cause statement will become unsealed. That document likely revealing how investigators say they connected him to the murders.
So that is right. We are waiting for that probable cause, which probably will be out in just a little bit. Speculation is going to run wild with this gag order. It is. And, with the, we're going to get the probable cause most likely today. However, they give us the very minimum amount possible. And we probably, as particularly with a gag order going on, we will not know anything else until court, which can be, and with this case, I'm sure there will be a change of venue, just like in Idaho with the Lori, Chad, Vallow, Daybell case that has literally been going on for what, at least 3 years now? Am I right or am I right? Yeah. And so it's because, Lori, they found her incompetent, and then she was fine, and then it was incompetent again for a minute, and then she's fine again. So it's going to take a while. I see you just wondering if Justin said he wasn't going to be on long, or has he got a lot to? Sorry, my kid was talking in here. No, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit. We're going to be on here a while. Do you think they'll lift the gag order when he arrives in Idaho? No. Nope. Nope. While the long courts are not wasting time here, folks. Yeah. Didn't think they would fly him out this fast. No, listen, trust me, Pennsylvania does not want him in their prison, in their jail right now. When you have something this high profile and he doesn't have to be in your prison, get him out, because it costs a lot more resources, a lot more everything. Oh, welcome, Kenny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, no one wants him. It's exactly right. No one wants him. We'll just start with my slideshow, and we're going to read a few articles and stuff. Got a lot to cover. If I can find it. Okay, there it is. Oops. Okay, so the defense team, they have already started working before Brian has touched down, or the defense team, investigators already given access to 1122, the murder scene. 3 men, 2 women, along with Idaho State policemen, was there for 45 minutes, seen outside taking pictures. Obviously, some may not know this though, whenever a crime scene like this happens, the not only the prosecutor but the defense, they have every right to go in and get their own data, their own experts, their testing the same samples, that kind of thing, because they can if they disagree with something in the sample or something with the expert, there you go, right? So just that. along with it. So they have already started. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. And we have a new member here. Thank you so much, Michelle G. Thank you for becoming a member. Which Michelle G has been here a long time. Thank you so much for your membership. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Would an lawyer actually defend him? Absolutely. Absolutely. That is what, I mean, you have every right to counsel. It doesn't matter what us, the public, thinks about him. Under the law, he is considered innocent until proven guilty. And that stands for everyone. And, thank God we have that. That in this country, and truly the burden of proof is up on the prosecutors. That is who the burden of proof, where they have to prove to this jury that without a shadow of a doubt, this person or this woman or whoever it is committed this crime. Reasonable. You don't want any doubt whenever you are convicting someone with their lives. So Brian Eaton tweeted this: Moscow, Idaho police say they will no longer be communicating with the public or the media about Brian Kohberger case. Judge is prohibiting any communication by investigators, law enforcement, attorneys, and agents of the prosecuting attorney or defense attorney. And there is the order. Oh my God, we've got 2 more family members. Welcome, Darlene. Thank you so much. Welcome to the fam, man. Thank you. And look here. Brittany S. She is welcome to the family, Brittany S. Go on with your bad self. Thank y'all so much. Welcome to the family. We appreciate it. Thank you. Our members absolutely make it possible. So, what did I do? Hold on one second. I think I want to pop that back in there. Okay, perfect. And this is the order. Now they are doing this. They are doing this because they don't want any leaks. I figure that there will be a change of venue, most likely, just like there was. And they don't want. There you go, Nosy. They don't want anyone. It's a smaller community. Idaho doesn't have as many people, so their jury pool is very small. So there you go. Will we see the affidavit? Just tuned in. Yes, we should see the affidavit today. That we definitely should see the affidavit today. He should be landing any moment, and hopefully they will be sending all of our FOIAs, all of our Freedom of Information Act requests that we have requested as media, YouTubers, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, anyone that's the joy, the blessing, of this, the Freedom of Information Act. God bless it. So yes, we still should see the FOIA, but after that, the door is locked. It is locked, and that's it. We're not getting anything. So, oh my God, heaven, thank you, 57. Heaven 57, heaven 57. Can you go over the affidavit with us? As soon as I get that affidavit, honey, we will be checking every single word. Now, they are going to give us minimum information, but as I don't know if it was the attorney or the prosecutor, I can't remember, yesterday that was in Pennsylvania, he said, of course, he waived his, in his opinion, he, meaning Brian, waived his extradition because he wanted to see what the police prosecutor potentially um, has on him. He wants to know, well, how did you find out that I allegedly killed 4 young, beautiful souls? And so he wants to know how they found out, which, he and his attorney has every single right to do. So yeah. And then this is going to be a case that it's probably going to get really fiery. You can probably bet that. And it's because, well, obviously the 4 deserve justice, 1000%. They deserve justice, but with Brian's study of crime and everything else, he wants to definitely be the smartest person in the room. So I think he's going to really, be difficult. Indy 66 Jen, thank you. Welcome to our new family members. Thank you so much. As soon as he gets to Idaho, will we see the affidavit, or do we wait before he goes in front of the judge? Technically, I think from I'm not a lawyer, so I don't technically know, but in my opinion, I think it's pretty much once he is in, he's physically in Idaho. But I could be wrong on that. So and Brian, from what we understand, he is extraordinarily arrogant, and people all around that knows him has said this. We will talk a lot more about that in a little bit. So I do want to mention something. Hey, Kate, good to see you. Now, the Reddit post that most all of us thought was allegedly Brian is supposedly not now, and it's at Attention Generation. This was sent to Sleuthy Goosey, which we love our Sleuthy Goosey here. Huge fan of her. You can find her on Twitter. I think she does have a YouTube, but I think she's more on Twitter, and she does her podcast over there too. Anyway, from Reddit admin confirming these accounts are not BK Brian. So it says, "Hi Sleuthy, sorry to disturb you. I'm a moderator on the subreddit for the Idaho murders case, and I'd like to provide some clarification about the inside looking and outside looking users. This has, quite frankly, turned into a ridiculous online witch hunt that we as a subreddit are trying to best to deal with. The former deleted their account in the last 48 hours. It was not taken down or suspended by Reddit, but by the user themselves. As for the latter, he has posted since BK Brian's arrest. Therefore, I can say with almost 100% certainty that neither of these users are BK. If you choose to post this, I'd like to remain anonymous. Thank you. So that is, we can pretty much confirm that, in my opinion, it must have been just a strange person. I don't know how to say it. I mean, I really don't know how to say it because, I mean, it was just weird. I'm sorry. It was just weird. I can't say it any other way. Yeah, me too, Madeline. Me too. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty convinced that, this cat's, he or she seem to know a lot, right? Is it just me or is it just me? Did people post answers? Well, according to that, that was the mods, and this person deleted their account since then because they was allegedly getting a lot of harassment because everyone thought that he or she was Brian. I mean, I didn't see, according to this person, they posted after Brian was caught, and was in jail. I didn't see any, but according to this person, yes. Anyone with info and wants to get it to me. Yeah, if you have something that you feel is important about this case, send it to me. We may, show other people here as we are live. He sent me an email last night. I found that they said was his voice talking. Did you get that email? Yes, I did. I did get that email. Thank you. I did play that email, I think, or no, I didn't play the email, but I played that video a few days ago. Thank you so much, Heaven57. And she says, how about the video of allegedly B talking about the crime scene? You can see his reflection on the computer screen. From what I understand, that is not Brian as well. The only one that, in my opinion, as of now, that maybe Brian is the one where he called into that one channel. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. I apologize. I'm subscribed to him, but I don't remember his name. It's newly subscribed, but I forget his name. I'm sorry. Maybe it's like Trev. Maybe that's it, Jesse. Yeah. T-Rev. Yeah. T-Rev. Yeah. T-Rev. Yes. That's it. Yes. I think that one maybe, but again, that's just an opinion. There is still no factual basis for any of it at this point because we just simply don't know. We just don't know. Unless Brian or the authorities or, when it comes out in court, or maybe if his parents or someone that is genuinely close to him says, yeah, that sounds like Brian. Now I know someone that kind of knowed him a little bit says, yeah, it kind of sound like Brian. Yeah, it's still not really confirmed per se. Yay, the internet finally working. Oh God, it sucks when it's out, doesn't it? It does. So this is not confirmed. This is speculation. But I thought it was interesting if it was. So don't count this as a fact because it's not confirmed. And anything that's not confirmed is not don't consider it a fact, just consider it speculation. Found out some pretty neat information. My brother is a marshal or related tonight about the DNA recovery that took place. There was blood residue found in the upstairs bathroom drain within the seal that found skin cells, skin shavings. They were tested and found out both were victims, both the victim's skin and third identity party. Now, this is the thing. I don't think she could know this, to be quite honest with you. I don't think this would ever leak out. And this was not the one I was supposed to be showing. So I'm going to continue to, I'm skipping that because I wasn't, that's not the one I was planning on showing. So I apologize. So Brian Enton says Brian Koberger and his dad were involved in another traffic stop hours before this one. Now, we know that there was 2 traffic stops in Indiana. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office is not releasing the body cam footage from that stop. It is interesting how one county will release it and another county will not. It is totally based upon the county, to be honest with you, and some of the offices. And they are holding it because they say it is part of an active criminal investigation in Idaho, and that is the criteria that they believe to hold it. T-Rev has said he does not know either way if it was him, and he is going on. Yes, yes, and that's good. You can think people can really twist words, and it can get the internet can get out of hand, to say the very least. Do you think they were following him at that time? I think they were only following him 4 hours prior to the arrest. I believe that they had Brian on the radar, not so much as like you're one of our top that we're looking at since December 7th. But no, I do believe that they were tracking him. Was their agents, tailing him the entire way? Probably not. But I do believe that maybe there was. I don't know. But I do believe that they knew where he was going. Maybe they had a tracker on him. Maybe not. But in my opinion, on the second body cam, he did not look like he was trailing someone, in my opinion, but I am not a police officer, and that was that police officer's reasoning. So that's just my opinion. I'm just going to say it. And I think they needed to either look in that car, whatever reasoning they had, but they had a reason, in my opinion, to pull him over. They didn't ask to see his license. They didn't give him a ticket. They didn't actually give him a ticket either time that he was pulled over. They probably didn't want to travel the normal route, in my opinion. And at the very end, and in this body cam footage, you will hear the officer say, which officers commonly do, "Where you headed?" Because they want an answer quick. They want to know. It's a way to also to to further investigate in a roundabout way. I like how they arrested him at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was actually going to talk about that. Yes. And they did arrest him at 3 o'clock in the morning. I hope that they scared the living out of him. I hope that they did. And if we were in another country, they would have probably woken him up the same way that, sadly, for innocent people was. Sad, man. In my opinion, what's with Robot Justin? What do you mean, Robot Justin? In my opinion, they were on the lookout for the car at first. Yeah, they were. It was interesting that they said 2011 to 2013 as well. I think that they put that car out there, not maybe to, for us, to give us something to do, with our time. But I think that they put that that car out there to make Brian sweat a little. Make him sweat a little. Brian asking female staff at the brewery weird questions. Yes, we're going to talk about that. They didn't book until 6:47-ish a.m. Wonder why they did with them between 3 a.m. and 6:47. He allegedly talked for about 5 to 15 minutes. And then he asked for his right for an attorney, which he most likely, you kind of figure he would, being in criminal justice, right? So there's that. That's just the thing. So we are not getting the second video of Brian and his father being pulled over the first time. Now, maybe they pulled him over. I don't know what they said they pulled him over. And I also believe Brian was probably his pants, right? He was probably his pants. Whenever he was being pulled over, he's like, oh my God. And then to be pulled over again, please. He was. I wonder if they will ever release the video of him being arrested at 3 a.m. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I mean, after they've made their jury selection and everything like that, and I mean, it'll eventually, be able to be released in a FOIA, I'm sure. So, I mean, that took. So, going to Idaho, August 21st, 11:40 p.m. Not wearing a seatbelt. This was like the day before they started back to school. That's true. Why was he there? You know what? This is what I can't wait to know. And we're not going to know this literally, most likely, until the trial. I don't think the FOIA is going to tell us. I don't think the parents can. I don't know if the gag order spills over to the parents. I know it does the attorneys, the police, and everything like that. But unless anybody outside of the legal system, unrelated in this case, says the connection, we're not going to know if they broke the windows and knocked down. They did break down, or they did knock out a window downstairs, and they knocked out the glass in the door. Maybe they knocked the door down. I don't know, but I know the door was broke. But, you know, when did he become, in my opinion, obsessed with one of the girls? When did this happen? Was it before he left Pennsylvania and he moved to Washington? Did he know of them before he left? Is that the entire reason he moved to Washington? But, you know, it's really close to obviously the Idaho border. The schools are very close, but yet he still lives out of state. So it's kind of a safe way to, you know, I live technically out of state, even though I live 7 miles away from that campus. Like, I live in the border of Virginia. I am like 1.5 miles from Virginia, but I technically live in West Virginia, right? So, you know, if he goes and commits a crime 7 miles away, it's in another state. So I just want to know, is that the reason he chose this school? Is, you know, what is it? What is it? Or did he just meet them when he got there? He was searching for vegan restaurants and he became infatuated. Hey, Alabama, good to see you, honey. He became infatuated with one of them. That is what we don't know. Anyone know Brian Koberger will be in court? Pretty much. Yep, pretty much. Yes, we need to get those likes up. Come on. Come on. All right. So that's I thought this was cute. It was on Reddit. I just wanted to make people laugh for a second and smile. Maybe not laugh, but smile. Brian Enton may be the flight attendant going back to Idaho. Yes. T. Renee, I live in West Virginia. Yes. You know how they was that there was some other meme about Brian, and people are getting the memes now of, you know, Brian, and you can just see him like, this is your flotation device, you know. But we love Brian, obviously. Someone was in cargo area. In cargo. Peaceful Warrior, welcome to the fam, man. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, I just did that. Brian would be the flight attendant. So that was cute. And this is the flight time from Pennsylvania to Idaho, 4 hours, 19 minutes. He should technically already be in Idaho. Welcome, Kelly. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Welcome. So it is a lot better than driving, that is for sure. Personally, I think they should have let him drive and put him in the rooftop of the car, strapped down, freezing to death. But that's just me. I'm probably not as I'm just telling you, like, strapping like a Christmas tree on the top of the car. Is media posted outside the jail waiting? Let me see if anything is happening. 1 second, just to make sure. I don't know if anything is happening right now. Attorney. There's nothing that I see that is happening. I mean, they're not saying that he's landed or anything. Let me just make sure this. But it's really high security until he is in that prison, right? Until he is in that prison. Linda, welcome to the fam. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, I mean he technically should be in Idaho right now. Technically, yes. So a 37 hour drive is torture. I mean, the longest I have ever driven pretty much in one shot was 19 hours, and I was literally 19 years old. And at times, I've just thought about getting off an exit and starting a new life. I'm like, screw it, I'm done driving. I can't imagine even doing it in 2 or 3 days. Like, no. So, yeah, obviously they flew him, but I'm just saying when he was driving, from Idaho to Scranton, I mean, it's literally coast to coast almost. I'm not even joking. I'm like, you know what? I'll just get off here, get in a hotel for a few days, start a job, start a new life, grow where you're planted. I don't care. And this is one of the tickets where he got Brian Koberger, 1630 North Valley Road, apartment G201, Pullman, Washington, 6 feet, 185 pounds. He used to be like 300 pounds. He used to be like 300 pounds and 6 foot until his senior year of school, of high school. And someone arrowed here that it was on Pullman Road, which it's got Pullman Road, Farmhouse Road, Moscow, which is honestly, Pullman Road is one of the main stretches in. Hold on, I'm getting an alert. 1 second. Do you think they won't release other body footage? It depends on the body footage. It just depends on which body footage you're referring to. Now, if you're talking about the other car, no, it's not going to happen. The other, where they pulled him over, no, they're not going to. Only Maddie and Xana worked at the Greek. Yes, they only worked at the Greek. We don't know who the obsession was with, technically. Now, was it Xana? Was it Maddie? Or was it Kaylee? We just simply don't know. Do I see the scratches on Brian? I personally think people are digging a little deep. I think they're reaching a little bit. I personally don't think, in my opinion, they're scratches. A lot of people do, though. A lot of people do. I don't know. Yeah, we should see the affidavit. We should still see the probable cause affidavit today. Absolutely. Brian Eaton, Brian Koberger was picked up from the Monroe County, Pennsylvania jail around 6 a.m. The process of moving him to Idaho has started, and this was earlier today. Intake was 12:30, 2022, 6:47 a.m. and released 1/4/23, 6:19 a.m. 28, male, all that. Kohlberger would ask the women, staff, and the customers who were who they were at the brewery, with who they were with, and where they lived. If the women were interested, he would get. If they weren't interested, rather, he would get upset and with them a little bit. In one instance, he recalled that he called an employee a bitch when she declined to answer his question. Shrulnick said he was forced to confront Kohlberger during his final visit to the brewery. Um, that would be very uncomfortable. I mean, this is the thing, men, women, even women, but particularly men, straight men. If anybody, it doesn't matter. If you ask someone, if they're seeing someone or whatever, and they say yes, or if they say sorry, I'm just not interested, you know what I mean? I mean, it might hurt your feelings or your ego, but get along with it. You don't, it's just a question. It shouldn't be like totally destroy your your ego and all, 1 second or whatever. But I think this boils straight back to his childhood, being picked on by girls and stuff. And listen, things that happen with our childhood, every single one of us, something happens in our childhood that affects us in one way or another, even if our parents didn't even realize it, or the other person didn't realize it, or the situation, it's something happens in our brain, right? It bothers us, and it can bother us for a lifetime. But some people, it, like, I don't know, like, it just alters their entire way of being, when something like that happens to. Thank you, Bailey. Yeah, I mean, and most of us, you know, you don't get out of life without a lot happening to you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're poor, if you're rich, if you're in between, if you've had health. Like, everyone has something in life. All of us do. Um, but some people, it makes bitter, and some people, you learn and it makes you better, right? But some people just become so angry about it, and they feel like vengeance is theirs, and it's not. You cannot get through life without a past. Absolutely. And everybody has, you know, some sort of, you know, thing, like I said, thing that happened in your childhood or whatever. But, you don't, if something happened, like if I was picked on by, like Brian, if I was picked on by a bunch of girls when I was a kid, and I, went out and asked a female out, and she told me no, well, I'm not going to get mad at this female that she said no, or I'm not going to try to stalk her or anything like that because of something of these kids. When I was a kid, something happened to me. I'm not going to be a bitch to the one standing in front of me because something happened to me when they was a kid with this girl. It just doesn't make sense. Thank you so much. Excuse me. For the record, Your Honor, short temper mixed with OCD, vegan meal prepping may have led paths crossing at the Greek cafe. Maybe he felt made fun of when asked. Possibly, possibly. This is the thing. A female could have made fun of him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if if one of the girls did make fun of him whenever they asked him out or whatever, what matters is you can't physically harm someone. Like, I get it, there's emotional, and emotional is bad, but you can't, there's never an excuse to take someone's life. You just can't take a life. It's not the way it is. In the military, a service member made a mistake in calling me a biatch. I just looked at him and said, "Thank you. It took me 21 years to get this good. What's your excuse?" His jaw dropped and walked away. Thank you, Navy vet. It's very kind of you, and thank you so much. For the record, Your Honor, I appreciate you both. Thank you for your support. Maybe he overheard them talking about, where was that? About him as a customer and pushed his buttons over the edge. That's the thing. I mean, you can push somebody's buttons. You can get mad at them. You can verbally, have verbal judo with each other or whatever. But there's nothing that constitutes a man coming in another human being's house while they are in the comfort of their own bed. The safe place that you and I all should have is when we are in our home with our family. That is our safe place. That is your family's safe place. And it doesn't matter if, they're friends, they were college students, but they were essentially a family together. And it doesn't matter what happened to him in his past or what happened to him with words or anything. Nothing ever constitutes taking a life. The only person that should take a life is either a judge or a jury, and obviously God, which all of our lives belong to, but that's my opinion. But so did I read this or not? I don't remember. It says Kohlberger, who usually sat alone at the bar, quote, observing and watching, end quote, stood out for his interactions with employees and patrons. The brewery, which scans everyone's ID, has a system in which staff members can add notes or comments about a patron that will pop up on the screen whenever the ID is scanned again. So I'm sure that they, put something in the note system that said this person has gotten aggressive before. We've given Brian or whoever a warning, and so then I guess, I don't know if he's the owner or the manager, he says, I went up to him and said, "Hey Brian, welcome back. We appreciate you coming back. I just want to talk to you real quick and make sure that you're going to be respectful this time, and we're not going to have any issues." Now, that is a wonderful way of going up to someone and talking to them. Needle pulling thread, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate your super sticker. Thank you so much. Oh, welcome, Ash. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, like I always say, sometimes it's not the message, it's the delivery. It's not how you say, it's not, sometimes it can be the tone of how you say something and the way you deliver the message is very important. So he just went up to him and said, "Hey, can we talk real quick? I'm just want to talk to you real quick and make sure that you're going to be respectful this time, and we're not going to have any issues." That's a great way of saying something rather than saying, "Brian, last time you were a jerk," So it's not always the message, it's the delivery. I've told my husband that 1,000 times, I can promise you that. And that's how we should all talk to we should talk to each other. It's not the message, it's the delivery. It's a fact. I don't know what Laura is talking about, but aware of his behavior. The material has been tested for DNA. The chief doesn't make the decision as to the house is released to be cleared. Yeah, the court had stopped the cleaning, which I thought it was way too early to stop the cleaning to begin with, because I am certainly glad the court held and stopped the cleaning, because that could have went in Brian's favor, like legit. Okay, lawyers stopped the cleaning. Yeah, well, a judge has to. Yeah, I've learned it's just better to keep my mouth shut. Yeah. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. You're absolutely right. Okay, where am I? So, can y'all see this? It's so grainy on my side. This would be like a similar, I don't know if this was the exact aircraft, but a Boeing 737. And, I don't know if he was going to, but this is like a prison transportation plane. And they can haul, I don't know how many that they normally haul. I was reading on it, but you can look it up as well. So interesting. I wonder how many hours it takes airtime to get to Idaho. It takes 4 hours and 20 minutes. You can get just about anywhere in the lower, or the 48 in America within 4 to 4.5 hours from sea to shining sea, pretty much. Okay. Now, he went, or what was this? Kohlberger would spend half the day at Pleasant Valley High School before heading to Monroe County Vocational School, where they took classes related to heating and air conditioning work. He said Kohlberger always took criminal justice courses to potentially become a cop. I thought that was a little bit interesting. He could have definitely become a cop. I just found these two photos of Brian Kohlberger when he was younger. I had never seen these before. I thought y'all might be interesting. Hellcat, welcome to the fam, man. Thank you, dear. Pardon me. I agree. Brian was probably sheeshing his pants when he was pulled over. Yeah, the first and the second time, I bet you he was sheeshing, because I bet you they was like the first time he was like, "Oh my God, they busted me," and then they probably pulled him over, and when they let him go, he's like, "Whew," and but then they pull him over again, and he's like, "My God, they found out who I am," probably. I'm just thinking, what he might have thought. will be on parents. Yes, the gag orders will be on parents. Remember, people, how they live. So was he raised like that? Often essay goes unreported. That's true. That's true. We have to remember that there's more S predators that are out there that have, there's more SO offenders that are not on the registry than there are on the registry. Just remember that. You know what I mean? So we just gotta remember that, and it's crazy. When the second cop approached his vehicle, he slowed down. Then Brian accelerated like he wanted to flee high speed, perhaps. It's not a good idea. He's I mean, his dad was in the car. Okay, we already went over that thing with Sleuthy. So January 3rd, yesterday, the magistrate judge Megan Marshall issued a gag order in regard to the murder case of Brian C. Kohlberger. The order prohibits any communication by investigators, law enforcement personnel, attorneys, and agents of the prosecuting attorney or defense attorneys concerning this case. A copy of the order can be found on our website. Due to the court order, the Moscow Police Department will no longer be communicating with the public or the media regarding this case. So for all of us, it's really just, it's over until until court, really. I mean, it sucks for us, but here are some drawings that hold on, I'm getting an alert for something. Let me check. Give me 2 seconds. I want to make sure it's nothing. Oh, come on, dude. Okay. I'm just I'm just waiting for the Brian Kohlberger will be landing soon. 2 seconds. I want to make sure I can see if anybody is streaming the if anybody's at the airport there. Kohlberger. I see you. If you can find anything, please message me and let me know. He's supposed to be there pretty soon, from what I understand, but he's not there yet. Tiffany Stardust, Anna, thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Can someone drop me a link to the membership? Yes, one of the mods can drop you that. Thank you. But here's this, where he was. I hate it that they don't allow anyone in the freaking court. They wouldn't even let people tweet. They wouldn't even let people trade. I heard over Ohio too somewhere. What was over Ohio? I thought it was a gifted membership. I want to support. Oh, thank you so much. The most important is to get a conviction. His defense will try in doubt to the allegations, but remember, no name was brought forward by law enforcement until the monster was incarcerated. That is absolutely true. I'll go ahead and put my number up. I forgot that. If anybody wants to call in, you're welcome to call in. Welcome so much, SoFlo Mama. Thank you. So Ethan's mom and family came out with a statement. Look how beautiful this family is. Look how beautiful family. And, you know, just destroyed, right? Just destroyed. And I want to read that to you in case, yeah, he's very tall, tallest in his family, right? Yeah, I mean, tall. And, just the joy, the joy. We are relieved this chapter is over because it provides a form of closure. However, doesn't alter the outcome or alleviate the pain. We miss Ethan, and our family is forever changed. Over the last 7 weeks, we stood by Moscow Police Department, FBI, and Idaho State Police, confident they would solve this crime. So when we received the phone call last night, we congratulated them for their diligent work and service. We remain grateful to the University of Idaho and the Sigma Chi fraternity for their ongoing support. We also appreciate the outpouring of kind words from so many others, which we need as we enter the next chapter of this nightmare. Today we marvel at the continued stories about Ethan and the lives he touched in his short 20 years. If we all lived and loved as Ethan did, the world would be a better place. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And profoundly sad as well. Minor detail. Yeah. And you can't help feel sorry, like I said, as long as Brian's parents and sister, obviously I don't think the sister knew, but as long as I say chai and then I say chi, and then people's like chi, and then they're like chai. Like, I don't know. But I was hoping, mad if I found out a business was tracking its upcomings and goings. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. So the neighbors of Brian says this is the exact apartment where Brian Koberger lived. One neighbor says he would come home late. She knew he was home when his headlights came in her window. Many never suspected anything that are now trying to process. Apartment 201. Doesn't just his eyes just really me? I don't know. I don't know. He already was banned from there if they knew he wasn't there. What you talking about, Jesse? What you talking about, Willis? like, okay. So, these freaking images that are coming. Oh, where is this? 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Yeah, he was definitely trying to commit the perfect crime, if you will. This was very interesting.
Jason Labar is the public defender representing Brian Koberger at today's hearing. He has visited his client 4 times since his arrest. Mr. Labar, good morning to you. You have a busy day ahead of you. First of all, just quickly, what do you expect to happen today at the hearing?
I expect Brian to be brought into courtroom 1, and he's likely to sign the extradition paperwork.
And you've visited with him several times. You've made a point to say you have not talked to him or tried to talk to him about the substance of the charges against him. What has his demeanor been like? What has his mood? What have you?
This was just interesting, the way he talked yesterday. I thought it was interesting.
Observed from those multiple interactions in the last few days?
He's being very calm. He's very aware. He understands the proceedings. I did discuss with him what to expect in the upcoming days on his transport, as well as what to expect when he actually returns to Idaho and is likely in front of a magistrate or a judge there.
I recognize you're being careful because you're handling this procedural matter. You're not the person who will be defending him at
his new I was going to say sorority. His new attorney is in Idaho. I was just kind of laughing like Cassie was saying, okay, I will say it. His public defender looks exactly like a blonde sorority girl, just a little older. Wow. Maybe, potentially, but I almost said his sorority instead of
trial, presumably. But has he reacted to the charges at all? One can imagine being accused of something like this and saying, wait, where did this come from? Why are they coming after me? Have you seen any kind of that behavior from him?
It is a little out of character. He said, I mean, this is not him. He believes he's going to be exonerated. That's what he believes.
Do you see the face on him when he says he believes he's going to be exonerated? And he will answer. He's going to answer.
Those were his words. So he's really been very easy to talk to, actually. And he's in a calm demeanor, like I stated.
What about his family? The mother, father, the sister, they put out a statement. What do they say about the charges against him and how what they make of this in terms of the person that they know?
They don't believe it to be Brian. They can't believe this. They're obviously shocked. This is certainly completely out of character, the allegations, and really they're just trying to be supportive with the understanding these 4 families have suffered loss, so that they're sympathetic towards that, and that's why it should remain really private, and they don't want to try this case in the court of public opinion.
Which is hence the gag order, where they are going to do the gag order, and we're not going to know a dang thing. Sucks. While Koberger was never talkative with his neighbors, he occasionally greeted others in passing. She recalled him bringing a woman home with him one night and hearing them talk through the walls of the complex. The alleged killer also brought home a woman with him in his white car, but the two immediately parted ways when he parked, according to the neighbor. Ma'am, either ma'ams, if you guys are watching, email me, okay? Like talk. Okay. Please. He did say to his parents yesterday in court. He kind of muttered the words, "I love you," to his family when he agreed to be extradited from Pennsylvania to Ohio to his court hearing. I'm guessing like a random woman, which is something the four don't get to say to their parents. Don't get to say to their parents at all. Linda, thank you so much for the Cash App. It's very kind of you. Cassie, I'm looking at that's the extradition. Sorry, I'm getting something in. Genealogy. I didn't get anything from you, Cassie. We need the boots on the ground in Idaho. Yeah. You know, a lot of people believe he has offended before. You know, I think I don't know. I mean, obviously they've got his DNA on file now, which they had his fingerprints and stuff. Justin, the photo of Brian's hand with cuts in the car, is that photo legit? That is a legit photo, but personally, I don't see cuts. In my opinion, I don't see cuts personally. I see either a shadow or something. I don't you know, a lot of people say they see cuts. I don't see cuts. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm sorry. Can't let go of grudges. If any of those girls snubbed him the weeks prior, he was stalking them and following them home. Potentially, yeah. His hands look extremely dry or chemically burned, potentially. But I know he is an obsessive hand washer as well. Yes. I'm not sure about the cuts either. If he's running, yeah, I'm just not willing to say those are cuts. I'm just not willing. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think he cut his hand. I do not believe he cut his hand. And this is the thing. If I think the type of knife he had, I think he was wearing gloves, and I also believe he had that tape, that grip tape. And I also don't see where any of his students said they saw any cuts on his hands. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. You know, I just don't see anything like that. Could be bleach washing. Bleach will dry out your hands for sure. His hands were, they have his blood DNA. They have some sort of DNA for sure. Goon tape, yes. And I'll tell you something, that which is the only thing he has on his Instagram is that goon tape. The goon tape commercial, and it is about killing someone. Yes, Heaven 57. Thank you. Yes, they did. I saw that. Interesting. I just hit the thumbs up. Yes. Yes, please hit that thumbs up, please. Going on. Handcuffed and dressed in a red prison jumpsuit, the man accused of fatally stabbing 4 University of Idaho college students answered a series of yes and no questions about the decisions to forego his extradition hearing. Koberger, does he have any mental health diagnosis, or does he take any prescription medications that would affect his ability to understand what he was doing today? And he said he answered no. Oh my God, this, I can't get a frog out of my throat. And do you guys think he looks 28, or does he look older to you? I think he looks older than 28. His eyes just freak me the freak out. I can't help it. They just look cold. Just freaking cold. I want to look at this photo, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this little hot tamale here, right here. And then you see this guy's eyes. He's got normal eyes, right? He's normal. Look at this. I just can't. He looks overexhausted. Bundy eyes. Oh my God. I think a lot of people fell in love with him. Yes, this, oh crap, where is he? Where am I? Where is it? This the cop looking down. He looks like someone, yeah. Look at the other cop looking at him. Can you play with filters to see if he has cut on his arms? Well, I have that ICU already done, actually. Somebody was messing with the filters, and I'll show you guys that in just a minute. 7 weeks of investigation that they have been on the loose trying to find who it was, but they never gave up. Yesterday, this was his parents coming out of the vehicle, and his sister as well. This is the sister here. I've got more close-up figures. They say the mother was very, very emotional. Naturally. Yes, Cassie, I saw that photo sticking out his tongue. Yeah, it was weird. I don't think it was really like, I think it was just like doing something like that and they caught it. Thank you, Kelsey. Appreciate you. A 5-course meal. They did deliver his vegan food yesterday to the prison. And his sister is a psychologist. Yes. Yes, his sister is a psychologist. And she seems like a really lovely lady. Really lovely lady. And this is them getting out of the car. I showed photos of them, like the mother and father, normally, just without all the mask and stuff yesterday. An NBC News producer says, so if anybody is watching this, that we are looking for any college classmates of Brian Koberger at DeSales University. We are in Center Valley, PA, looking for someone to feature on an upcoming Dateline episode. You can email them at this email here if you're interested or know of a former classmate for Brian in Center Valley. So I assume Dateline will be definitely doing something in the future, more like the Lori Valley. And this is the little tamale that I was talking about. Kind of looks like a younger Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin, Enrique Iglesias. Just for your viewing pleasure. So this was some of the photo that was in black and white. I don't think that's a scar or a cut. I just don't. It looks more like it when it's like in black and white and they say this is a bruise, but I'm just not sure about that, to be quite honest with you. Kind of looks like a reason to break the law. Okay, you're funny. Brian's sister's job, or probably assume companies wouldn't. Sure. Yeah, I don't think it's a bruise. I think it's more of a shadow or something. Can't wait for me. Can you get that out? Yeah. I'm just waiting for that affidavit to roll in my mailbox. That's what I'm waiting for. And this is it. I don't think he had a scar on his face that day. I don't think he had a bruise on his face that day because we can see it in the video when he turns around. And this was his dirty car when he had Washington plates. However, he had just gotten these Washington plates because he had switched it over 4 days after the murder. He had Pennsylvania license plates on his car at the time of the murders. 4 days after the murders, he switched them to Washington. That way it would help throw off, it'd be all in the paperwork and all that. Why so dirty though? Was he and Dad digging in the dirt to bury the knife? Just my opinion. No, this is for people who live in the north. This is when you travel, it's wet, it's rainy, the salt gets really dirty, the road is dirty, and it's just the water freezes on your car along with the salt, and it just looks like this. It's just the north. Any places in the north. Yep, his phone is not working. My phone's not working? I was wondering why I wasn't getting any calls. Well, that's because I had it on Do Not Disturb. I'm sorry, guys. You guys can call in now. Go for it. Sorry. I apologize. Apologize for that. Now, 346, thank you for calling. Hello.
Hey, it's Houston here.
How are you doing?
Hey, Justin. Good, very well. Good to hear from you. I think there's something that you're missing that is fascinating, and it's not your fault.
What?
But you have to take a look at this. I'm a former analyst, and I've been studying videos and photos for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across something I was waiting for to see, and the day at the hearing or the hearing yesterday. There, I was waiting for better quality photos. I knew all the journalists would be there. So I didn't see what I was looking for from the mugshots, but I did see a small indication. And when you're talking about the scratches, everybody was looking for scratches from the cop cam. That's not what I'm talking about. That has nothing to do with the scratches. There are some high quality pictures that came out when the photographers were there at the hearing. They were capturing him on another side.
Yes.
I have clear cut claw marks on his neck. I outlined, I circled, and then I also put it on a video of this morning so you can look at the scratches. I highlighted them, I circled them. And that's where the DNA came from. So the DNA evidence came from there, and you can even see a peel on the side of his head on the hairline. So there's like 4 scratches on his neck, gashed.
Really?
They're not healed all the way yet. I guarantee you, I'm on Breaking Houston on my deal. You can look it up. I just posted the video less than 30 minutes ago. And it's just right there for everyone's information. I wanted the family to know that their children fought back. And the reason they fought back is the reason that I think we caught this guy. And the evidence is literally on the side of his face. No one's seeing it. And it's the toughest thing, you know.
Interesting.
Do you see my channel?
Yeah. Yes. Do you mind if I play it?
No, you're more than welcome. Please do.
Okay.
Help the family get some vindication here. It's the last video I just put up.
Okay.
You see it?
Okay. Yes. I'm going to, guys, please drop, Breaking Houston's link. Let's see.
Hey everyone, I wanted to show you where I think.
Oh wow, I see that. If those are,
I found some scratches.
Quality pictures I can send you to your email if you like. But
sure,
that's pretty good.
That's amazing. Here, I'm gonna drop this.
Yeah. Oh, and then I took a closer look at his hands too, from when he was walking down the hallway. A lot of times when people are in close combat with knives or stuff like that, they're going to be using the weapon as a firing weapon or a stabbing, cutting weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But the other hand is going to be what's called a leveraging arm or a controlling arm, and so
Correct.
that hand is going to be the one that's punching or grabbing or whatever. So that hand, when I saw the pictures, he was covering his left knuckle while he was driving in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And he was covering his left hand when he was walking. But there was one frame that I was able to look at, the knuckle, and you have scabbing on his knuckle. So he has lost DNA or blood off that knuckle from when he was striking something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got DNA coming off that cut on his hairline. And those parallel scratches on his neck, and so that's where they collected samples from. I'm pretty sure.
That's amazing.
And I can also give you a little insight on the whole the whole follow through. You were wondering why they pulled him over in Indiana.
Yeah.
They were monitoring this guy right away. So. Whenever you're in the military, you're going to fight another country, you can't take out and use your best equipment and use like the best equipment that you have, because then your enemy's going to know you got the best equipment and they'll try to clone your best equipment.
Yep.
So when you fight a war, you got to fight with like the least available equipment that you're willing to surrender to.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Sure.
Okay. So the FBI has technology that they don't want to admit to the public. So what they have to do is try to gather evidence that they're willing to let the public know, like DNA samples or whatever that they're willing to admit.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to tell you they're watching this guy from cell towers the moment they thought they got the call, and then they put him up on satellite and watched them. The CIA and the FBI have the same technological privileges. So they can't go and say, hey, yeah, we had him on satellite the night we did it. They had to justify it to the public and then squeeze the information. The reason they gave the year model off was because they wanted the guy, the subject, to think that he has a chance to get away because they got the wrong car. So he's going and making mistakes. They're collecting evidence on his trail, making sure that they can close this case.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were monitoring him all the way down for days. And you got to remember when the police department says, when Moscow says that, hey, we were only watching him for this many days, well, the FBI isn't going to tell him anything. They're working separately. They're probably not even trusting Moscow yet. They probably think some Moscow officer was probably involved. So they got to keep like distances from certain people until they figure out what's going on. So when they let that guy drive all the way down to Indiana, and they decided to pull him over. They decided to go ahead and make sure that they weren't, the situation was still stable. I even believe that the father possibly, there's two alternatives. The father was either trying to run with the kid, or FBI met him over there and made him an offer to cooperate, bring the son back. So if the father was cooperating and helping transport the son back, and the cell phone sitting on that father's knee was recording everything they were saying, they don't need to be bugged. They don't need car trackers. The phone will ping everything. And so the father, let's say the father was cooperating willingly or unwillingly, but whenever the cops keep pulling the car over, they want to do a spot check and make sure the father's okay, make sure everything's going on, they're not changing anything. They do these potential stops all the time. This is part of the business. Not to spook the guy, but to check the temperature in the car, making sure, because by the time he got over to past the halfway point was Indiana, so they wanted to make sure they're still doing well. He was not throwing any evidence out or anything like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you because I heard you bring it up, and I said, well, maybe I'll. Okay, there's the knuckle.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's a little behind. Yeah. I showed his hands yesterday. His nail, his thumb is like, I don't know if he's got like a condition or something, So
yeah, he's you got to remember his nutrition is off. I think he's on medications too. Obviously, some prescription medications. He's probably abusing that, so I think his body's reacting, strange.
That could be.
His blood pressure is different. There's a lot of telltale signs about this guy that's not natural.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take a look at this. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great day.
You
today.
too.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. We'll watch this couple seconds and then see what
We could. The extradition hearing. Photographers went over there with some better cameras than the original mugshot that we saw when he first got arrested. From here, it was pretty pixelated and it was a front profile photo. But this photograph told me quite a bit as well.
So how many weeks has it been? 7 weeks. And he's not, he only eats plant protein, which, we don't know how much he eats or anything like that. So he may be a slower healer than as if he, in my opinion, like if he was eating just like regular, animal protein. And if he's on DRUGS, that might change things too. I don't know.
I was looking for injuries that he may have sustained during the event, and he should have gotten hurt. There was 4 people. It was violent. I didn't see anything too heavy here, any discoloration I was looking for, aside from a small marking on the neck that it turned out to be what I thought later at the time here. And then also I was looking for discoloration on the face or hair or ears. And I came across this on his right temple, which would be this change in color that you're looking at right now. This discoloration along the hairline was interesting to me because it didn't fit with the rest of the pixels. When I zoomed, it just looked a little more red, but it wasn't enough for me to make a determination. So I had to wait. And when the bail hearing or extradition hearing came, there was a ton of pictures that came out during that event, and so that was great for us to take a better look at what could be what we thought. But some of the photographs, like this one here, still didn't show us much because the angle has to be right to catch what we're looking for. Even we have a little bit of the temple here, the camera, the quality, the light didn't really emphasize much on that, so we didn't catch much. But if we go back to this photo here, this tells us quite a bit, and I'll use this to explain what we're looking at. I'll use a markup pen to scribble on here and show you where the injuries are. So the first one, I can zoom in a bit, would be along the hairline and the temple that you can, if you can see it. Oh, gotta get my pen back out. Sorry about that. Here. So here's one along the hairline. Along the vertical column of the neck, there's one. Appears to be another here. And then these two are parallel. These are classic scratches that run parallel with each other. So it seems like this was from the same side and is consistent with scratches. And it looks like it's been fading for about a month or so. So this tells us quite a bit. I wanted you to see this. I'm zooming up for you. And then also I was looking for other injuries that he could have had as well. And I did see a photograph that caught my interest, and that was from when he was holding his hand outside the jail. And I did a screen grab of it. I wanted to see his hand, so I was looking through all the photographs that we could. And this one told me more than I thought it would. You can see his knuckles on the right hand don't have anything visible because he was probably holding the knife in this hand. So I had to switch over and try to look at the left hand, which would be the controlling arm. If you're holding a weapon in one arm, your other arm becomes the controlling arm. And so that hand became the one that was probably subject to the most injury if he was striking with it or grabbing with it or smashing or whatever. But on the knuckle, it looks like the middle finger knuckle. There's some discoloration that caught my attention too. And we'll go ahead and take a look at that now. This discoloration is along the ridge of the knuckle, and it's hard to look at, but I hope this helps. It's right here. This area here is discolored and it's inconsistent from the rest of the coloration on that hand. So this could be another part that had healed up a little bit since then and is very likely to have bled if it is a cut, if it was a cut. And it could be another source of DNA that could have been collected at the time too. So I wanted to share that with you. And I hope this helps understand how we may have collected some of the DNA at the time. And I think this is what happened. So I'm really happy that they at least fought back enough to help catch him.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to find that exact. I'm gonna have to find that exact photo and look myself, really. But like the one with him in the car, I mean, I just think people are reaching, to be quite honest with you. Now, this I don't know yet because I haven't been able to like really look at that particular picture by myself. This is Brian's. Did y'all realize there's, Brian Christopher Laundrie, and then we got Brian Christopher Kohlberger. They're both Brian Christopher. I mean, they spell it differently, but it's interesting. So Moscow, Idaho, police say they're not communicating with the public or media, anything anymore like that. And this is from Criplord 3D on Twitter. Defense team investigators already given access to the murder scene, 3 men, 2 women, along with Idaho State Police. They're there for 45 minutes. And this is someone who claims to know Brian. And he says, how often did he get into fights? And he said 2 or 3 times, once with myself, again in high school, and an unverified time later in high school. Mainly his demeanor, his lack of contact, and his display of emotions, except for extreme. He's just an extreme person, like it, just extreme, I guess. I have an uncle named Brian who is very strange and reclusive. Really? Is someone being a little crazy? What's going on in chat? People won't be naming their kids Brian anymore. Yes, obsession with hands. He used them to stab 4 people. Exactly. Yeah, Brian is a common name, but I'm not ready to say that it looks scratched or not, though, on the neck. I just don't know. I don't know. This is the 3rd floor where Maddie and Kaylee were found. This is where he would have came, maybe make it smaller, up the steps here. Up the steps. Now, where the blood, where it was running down the walls, that was from Xana's and Ethan's bedroom. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Brian rhymes with lion. Yeah, my oldest son is actually named Justin as well. Yeah, well, like Brian Enton, though, he's a cool dude, right? The dried blood on the car door. Dried blood on the car door? No. Are people reaching here? Or is it just me? I think people are reaching. I think Xana. Oh, let me turn the phone back on. I forgot to turn the phone back on again. Was hiding between the bed and the wall. Poor kids. Oh my God. That he was spotted in the photo taken at the memorial service. I don't believe that's him, Kaz. So I would say that is most likely a rumor, I would say. 786, thank you for calling.
Hello?
Hello.
Is the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Am I on live right now?
You're live.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, that was kind of cool. I was just going to say, I don't know if people touched on this, but with my little experience, I mean, I was in the military 20 years and law enforcement 6 years.
Uh-huh.
You know, I've seen enough of this nasty types of murders. But what I was getting at was that people, I don't know, in Indiana, they stopped them twice. They didn't give them tickets.
Correct.
They looked in. They asked them where they were going. Now, I do know that feds, they did not have the exact, they were waiting, from what I know, they were waiting for the hit to get the exact match. And they didn't know that he was leaving the Pennsylvania. So they followed him, and they might have used Indiana troopers just to stop him, check, verify it's him. Because I don't know if you noticed, that even the trooper asked him, where were you headed?
Yes.
And, you know, this and that. So a lot of people are thinking, well, you know, he's just running and all that, but they didn't have, they had the feds behind him. So I'm pretty sure by that time they knew, you know, something. They didn't have enough to arrest him right there, but they were going to follow him until they got that call and they got a hit. That a lot of people don't see that. I mean, I think it could be plausible. Because he did plan this. They did plan this trip like when he started classes.
Yeah, the plan, the trip was supposedly like at least a couple months, planned from what I understand. Like he was, but I wonder if Brian had this plan a couple months and he's like, I'm going to sell my car. Obviously he's going to sell his car after he commits 4 murders. If he already had the murders planned and he planned on selling the car afterward, maybe.
Well, he seemed like a type of meticulous person. I say it because a lot of people think that the dad had something to do with it. And I doubt that, but stranger things have happened. But yeah.
What? Because his dad is with him? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because his dad was with him. Everybody's like, oh, I've read, oh, his dad probably had something to do with it.
I don't think his dad has anything to do with it whatsoever.
I don't think anything at all. I mean, they probably had no clue. But yeah, and then he changed the plate, so he was probably going to get rid of the car over there, like you say. But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the feds had him all the way. They didn't have that hit to actually arrest him. And it was just weird. If you saw the way the trooper pulled him over, he goes, "Oh, you got to stay five back." And that's true, but I've never seen a cop or a trooper stop somebody for that.
Yeah, and he didn't even look like he was following close.
No, he was. I don't think he was. Maybe he was like 30, 40 feet behind, not even. And the trooper was very quiet, very nice. He looked at him and he's like, "You guys afraid to fly?" and this and that. I think they were watching him. Maybe the feds say, "Hey, can you check up on him?" Because we can't. Because he got pulled over twice and no tickets.
Exactly. Well, they didn't even ask for his ID the second time. I don't know about the first time.
No, not at all. And with the camera, I mean, they got a perfect shot of him, his body cam, just to say, okay, this is him. Yeah, I mean, again, that's my theory. I know that's the way the feds work. So I agree.
I agree. I think they just wanted to check up on him and stuff, but I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It's plausible, like I said. But
exactly.
But anyway, I won't take up your time, man. Great show.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's a pretty clear picture. I mean, that's a pretty... someone said he couldn't sell the car. It was his mother's car. That is true. It was his mother. It was in his mother's name. I don't know what the reason, but they were still planning to sell the car. $615. Thank you for calling.
Good morning, Justin.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
How are you today?
Excellent. Thank you.
I wanted to ask if anybody has seen where Idaho police are trying to link some other stabbings, other murders.
Nothing has been confirmed. So,
there was I don't know if you've talked about it before, but there was a couple that was out in Oregon, I believe, and the husband died, and they were stabbed they were attacked in their bed, sleeping. And the man died, and the woman, she survived with, severe nerve damage. And I mean, I think it was like 20 stab wounds she survived, 19 stab wounds, but the lady survived. There was another lady in Washington that was stabbed in her sleep. She was 73. She died. And then there was another in Atlanta, Georgia. And that was a lady who was walking her dog at a park. And she was stabbed many, many, many times. But it says here, the cops are probing a link between Idaho butcher murders and similar Oregon stabbing of a husband and wife in their beds by a crazed lunatic. And these started in 2020. That was in 2021. I'm just wondering, did he take a trip from his hometown to Atlanta back in, I believe, 2020. Her name was Catherine Janice.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying. I don't know if there's a link between these restaurants. Remember you were talking about restaurants the other night with that lady? And there seems to be a connection. Like the elderly lady, the 73-year-old, she was a vegan because she was a cancer patient. And so she was trying to eat all vegan.
Mm-hmm.
And she left the restaurant the same day that she was killed. And I do know that the girl in Atlanta that was walking her dog, her and her partner, which, you know, they were part of the LGBTQ as well. And I know he was, you know, just a real bigot, you know, with races and LGBTQ and all of that.
Yes.
Her and her partner had just left a vegan restaurant, or I think it was a vegan restaurant. So, I mean, I just don't think, you know, if you can go in and kill 4 people, I don't think that would be your first kill. But that's just my opinion.
Right.
You know. And another thing I was going to say is, if the sister's a psychiatrist, why did she never see that there was something severely wrong with her brother?
You know, I mean, I don't know.
I would have been afraid for my parents.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but you can think when it's your family member, it's, you can only, but a psychologist and stuff can only see a lot of times what you tell them and the behavior you show around them, right? So they're like chameleons, these people.
Yeah. And, you know, the scratches on the neck, it's a possibility, you know, that after 7 weeks, if they scratched him good, it could have left a pinkish mark, scarring, you know, it could still be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking they had to have gotten DNA from somewhere, whether it was blood or skin, from the nails of the victims, you know. I was trying to find the name of the couple, but it's not saying the name of the couple. Gloria Williams was the elderly woman, the 73-year-old that was murdered.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that they'll have, you know, they're going to get, if they haven't, I'm sure they've already got DNA samples of him. If he's been willing to give up his DNA samples, that is. I'm sure they've asked him. And, you know, with other things, they have, you know, they'll compare it to other unsolved murders.
And Travis Jewton, he was 26. He was of Silverton, Oregon, which was a little distance from where he resided in Washington. And his wife was Jamie Lynn, and she survived, and she was stabbed 19 times.
Mm-hmm.
Travis was stabbed 29 times, and he wore a mask. That's, I guess, according to the survivor there. So I just think, you know, I just wanted to throw that in there, see if anybody had seen that there's Idaho is probing it, so we'll find out.
Right.
You have a good day, Justin.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's, you know, it's, we still have to be, you know, one thing at a time, you know, it's too soon to be saying, you know, this person has, you know, we need to be looking at other cases. Let the police do that stuff, you know. So, this was the
What would
places.
you like, assuming there's a guilty verdict? Christy, I know for myself, I have 2 kids. If this ever happened to me, I can't put myself in your shoes. You can't really understand unless you go through something like that. What would you like, assuming there's a guilty verdict in this case, the murderer of your daughter? What do you think the just punishment is?
Well, considering that this person went in there that night with the intent to kill and showed no mercy, unprovoked, and killed our daughter, her best friend, and their two friends, we're glad that we live in the state of Idaho with the death penalty.
Christy,
I agree. 100%. 100% with them. Yep. You take a life or lives, you get your life taken. If that's what the family, and prosecutors choose to go after. He is officially booked now. I have not seen that, but let me check. I'm not independently. I'm sure he probably is, but hold on. Something's going on, I think. He's a high-functioning, insecure guy. Something also, I was reading that someone that knows Brian, and they said he would try to explain things as confusing as he possibly could. And that's just so strange to me. It's like, why would you want to, like, he wanted to make things complicated when he explained something, I guess, so others felt maybe inferior, potentially. Where is this? What exactly is this guy doing? Please tell me the judge, the gag order in place will not be the trial's presiding judge. He is against cameras. Brian's. Where did Lillian London? He is highly intelligent, learned the best, took the best classes. He apparently drove to the crime scene using his own vehicle. Can someone show me where they say he is officially booked? Let me ask Brian Inton. Let's see here. Brian Inton. Come on. My internet's like dragging right now. Let's see what Brian Inton says. I don't see anything where he's officially booked. Who? I sent you an email. I am watching his flight online. He isn't there yet. Is booked in Idaho. I'm seeing mixed messages, which is common. Let me see what my internet. Our team is tracking the flight. We have crews in place at the airport jail. Our website will be the live feed and team coverage. Okay. I don't think he is there yet. Amanda, can you tell me what station that person is with? Let me check this. I think I found it. 1 second. Feed coverage. Place. Stop local. Give me 1 second, guys. We might have a feed here. Just give me a minute. Jesus to goodness. Come on, man. K-A. KHQ. Jesus. Journalist. Okay. Here we go. 1 second. So KHQ is supposed to be playing this in just whenever he lands at the courthouse and all that. 1 second, phone caller. Why is it not working? Oh, hold on. I see you just called. Something's going down. Hello? Hey. You're fine. Okay. And who's that through? Okay. Would it says inactive, pending. Hold on. You are signed up for notifications. Okay. I wonder if they're getting it ready. Okay. Well, here's this, guys. It shows that he is technically there. However, according to the jail, he's there, but I don't know if they just have this already kind of like they're expecting him or not, but it's we're the first ones reporting this, so at least on YouTube. So there's that. Okay, my dear. Thank you. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Let me show it like this. But the news is not, it wasn't there this morning. Hold on. I see this says, yeah, okay. That's when he was first arrested. Yeah, that's when he was first taken into custody. Yeah. Latia Courthouse. I'm getting more stuff in. Hold on. Okay. There's that. Let me see if there's a feed yet. Videos. Thank you so much, Heaven57 Nerdy Addict tweeted 8 minutes ago. Plane carrying Brian Koberger appears to be landing in Illinois for refueling. Okay. Let's go to Nerdy Addict. Like a lot of times they won't do a straight shot because they don't, it's for safety reasons. But, you know, this makes me wonder if they're just doing this because of they sent the info to PA for the warrant. You can see any plane in the sky. Yes. I would have. That's so funny. Refueling hell, I would have that plane fueled to the gills. We can actually watch the flight pattern if we want. I think I have it here, actually. It's supposed to be, from what I understand, but I have no, my computer is slow as hell right now. For the beginning, no. Okay, this is supposed to be him in Illinois. His flight number is, oh crap. Refuel or plane relay? I don't see the flight number. Squawk 1767. I watched Twitter where a plane chopper circled his parents. Yes, Boo, I showed that earlier. No, from the traffic stop. Here, we'll look at the photo. Okay, here's Nerdy Addict. Let's see if there's a video of them refueling. Okay, Brian Koberger has landed. Media await for his arrival at the county courthouse where he will face. You know, guys, this is the thing. If nobody actually saw him get on that airplane, like see him, he could already be at that jail, and this could be another plane. I mean, I'm just saying. My head hurts. I can't imagine your head. Yeah. I'm just saying. You never know.
How you feeling? Are you ready to go to Idaho?
Hey, Brian.
How you feeling?
How you feeling, Brian?
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
I'll never forget that.
Last time in Pennsylvania, Brian.
Your last time in Pennsylvania, Brian. Brian Koberger. New body cam on Brian's first. Oh, here, okay, yeah.
She's right up on that van, man. He's right up on the back end of that van. Pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU. And,
what's WSU?
That is what
Sure. Okay, I'm having a hard time hearing you. The traffic. You're coming from Washington State University? Yeah. And you're going where? Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're slightly punchy because we drive for hours.
Hours, days. Okay. What did you say about some Washington?
Yeah.
Where? Interesting. So y'all work at the university here? Okay. Okay. I hadn't heard about that incident just yesterday.
Hold on. 1 second, guys. I think I got it. The new one. 1 second.
Yeah, interesting that they're talking about the shooting. So there was some kind of a shooting
Jay.
at Washington State University. There was like,
this is it. The flight number. Well, God. Fucking shit. I'm trying to get the new video. It's got, and I'm trying to get the new plane or the N87 registered to Pennsylvania State Police and Commonwealth. Okay, the flight number is N as in Nancy, 8 as in 8, 7, 9, S as in Sammy, T as in Tommy. N879ST. N7898T. Okay. Now they are waiting for it says he flew out Wednesday morning, but unless he took a commercial flight, it was highly screwed up because it doesn't show. Oh, whatever. Wouldn't that be crazy? I'm telling you, if he actually did leave yesterday.
Hello.
How you doing?
How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real.
Here we go. Here's the new one, guys. Here's the new video. The first time they got
quick,
pulled over.
See, he's right up on that van, man. He's right up on the back end of that van. Pulled you over for tailgating.
Oh, maybe it's the second one.
Is it your car? Okay.
Come on.
Cool. Where are you headed?
Something's funky right now. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Let me start over here. Something's funky. I don't know what's going on. Live right where he was worked from Monroe system. If you want, can answer a question. Live right where he was. I worked. 1 second, Karen. Where the fuck did it go? Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the new video. Just give me a second, guys. It's all right. Here we go.
Hello. How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick, if I could. See, he's right up.
Let me
on
know
that
if it's
van,
echoing.
Man. He's right up on the back end of that van. Pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're
What's WSU?
that is watching.
So we're okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh. Oh, okay.
Look at his eyes.
We're slightly punchy. Right?
Thank you, Mama.
Hours, days.
Right.
Okay. So what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting here.
Where? Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he supports the university.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university here?
Actually, we were there.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident. Just yesterday, or?
About an hour and a half ago, the school got
He's talking about the shootings there.
Let's see. Interesting.
He's talking he's saying that there was shootings at the school. Wow. I'm going to play it again and see if you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
Hello.
How you doing?
How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick, if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. You right up on the back end of that van, pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay, cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're standing early.
Hello.
How you doing?
How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. You right up on the back end of that van, pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay, cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're standing early.
What's WSU?
Yeah, I go to the university basically. That is SWAT team and everything.
So we're okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh,
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're slightly punchy because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours to drive. Well, almost a day.
Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing? Or
Yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything. We don't know
where?
This was
Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he's supposed to be university, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there?
I actually do work there.
Oh.
PhD in criminal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that instance yesterday, or?
This happened this morning. About an hour and a half ago. We're still wrapping it up for investigating. I'm not sure there's two shooters, but they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then we don't know about that actually. They were there, they were shooting out of the window or something.
Interesting.
I want to go word by word and see if I can hear.
The traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh.
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're slightly punchy because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours to drive. Well, almost a day.
Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing? Or
Yeah, there was a mass shooting.
The cop goes, what, this SWAT team or something? And Brian says, there was this something, and then the father interrupts scenes and says, there was this mass shooting.
Where?
It's so hard to hear him. Turn it up. Make sure my volumes are up.
Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying.
The dad says, well, it's horrifying.
He's supposed to be university, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So y'all
And he's like, something about a university.
work at the university there?
So you work at the university there? And then look at Brian's face. Look at that face. A damn deer in the headlights. You can tell he's shitting bricks. Wow. Oh, crap. I just messed it up.
So you're coming from Washington State University?
Yeah.
And you're going where? Oh.
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're slightly punchy because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours to drive. Well, almost a day.
Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where?
He said Washington State University. Brian said Washington State University.
Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he's going to the university. You know what I mean?
Well, it's horrifying if you go to the university, you know what I mean? His dad said.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there?
I actually do work there.
Oh.
Brian said, I actually do work there.
Okay.
He's got his PhD criminal justice.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard about that incident just yet.
Cop says, I haven't heard about that incident. Was it just yesterday? Brian said, this happened this morning. I don't think it's reported yet. Is that what he said? I got to listen to that again. This happened this morning. I don't think it's reported yet.
They have to go. They're still wrapping it up. Investigating. I'm not sure there's two shootings because they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then you don't know about that actually. They were there for the shooting.
Interesting.
This happened this morning. This was the 15th. December 15th. Way after the shootings. His dad said he already had his PhD. Was Brian moving back home? This is why it's being held. Thank you, April. He's looking at his dad very intently, like he trusts his dad. He said about it. Yeah, he said about it. He said this happened just this morning, like an hour ago. I don't even think it's been reported yet or something like that. Wow. There was a shooting near WSU. Do y'all think the dad knows? What do you think? Put a 1 if you, dad, you think he knows in your opinion. Put a 2 if you don't. I'll tell you my opinion. I think dad didn't know, but I think he thought his son maybe wasn't telling him or was coming home for a reason. Like, even though it was already planned, I don't know. I don't think he directly knew, no, in my opinion. But I do think he thinks my son's a screw up, you know, possibly. I'm going to have to get like an app.
SWAT team thing? Or
Yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where?
You know, to be quite honest with you, he looks petrified there. You can tell, in my opinion, he's shitting bricks. He's definitely shitting bricks.
Interesting.
And Dad, if you don't know, it is horrifying, especially because your son, allegedly, beside of him, is the one that killed, allegedly.
So y'all work at university here? Actually, do work there. Oh.
There's Brian's license. You see how he flashes it? I can probably get that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident just yesterday. Or?
About an hour and a half ago, still wrapping up. I'm not sure the solution is if they did shoot somebody.
Okay.
And then you can get there about that actually.
Interesting.
He says, I didn't know about that, actually. Yeah, by the sound of his voice, I don't think it's the caller that called into that. It doesn't sound like him.
What's WSU? So we're okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh. Oh, okay.
We're slightly much driving for hours.
Hours, days. Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there's a mass shooting here.
Where? Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying.
I'm thinking the entire time I'm watching this, how he allegedly had this car pulled right up to that house or behind that house while he is eyeing these kids, really, who are just starting their lives. It makes me sick. Makes me sick.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university here?
Actually, we were there.
Oh. Okay.
In my opinion, I am a certified bullshit reader, and just by the way he's looking and the way he's talking, like the dad is just being honest. Yeah, well, yeah, he works there, and because Brian looks toward his dad to see what he's going to say. I don't think the dad knows, but I think he knows his dad's going to say something. And his eyes turn like this, waiting for his dad to say, and he's like, oh yeah, I work there. Because his dad's like, yeah, he works there. And he's like, oh yeah, I work there. I work there. You can see the uncomfortableness. You can see the uncomfortable body language. He's like, he goes, actually, and then his dad starts talking and he looks away. Actually, very uptight, like very controlled, very measured what he's going to say.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident just yesterday, or?
No, this happened about an hour and a half ago. It's still wrapping it up for investigating. I'm not sure there's two shootings, but they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then you don't know about that actually.
Interesting.
They cut it off right there because they cut it off right there. There was a shooting out at. That is exactly where they really start talking about the Moscow, and they cut it off. That is exactly where it happened. 1000%. Oh, he's definitely deflecting CR. Definitely deflecting. 1000%. Yeah, he's talking about WSU first off, but then at the very end, they're going toward the Moscow murders. I'm almost certain. Okay, I'll show it one more time.
Hello.
How you doing?
How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. He was right up on the back end of that van. Pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay, cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're standing.
I just want to say something right there, because Brian's like, we're going, and he points up, and Brian doesn't want to answer that. And his dad is very forthcoming. His dad says, we're actually going to Pennsylvania. We've been on the road. We're sluts. And I forget the word he uses. 112-15 suspect shot, killed in SWAT standoff near WSU campus after the. Exactly. Thank you, Tracy. Yes. But that's the one exactly that he's talking about. But then at the end, you can see where they're talking about the other, and that's where they cut off the video. But Brian, I mean, obviously the officer wants to know where you're going. Where y'all headed? You know, where y'all going? Brian doesn't say. But his dad's like, oh, well, we're going to Pennsylvania.
What's WSU?
Yeah, I go to the university basically. That is SWAT team and everything.
So we're okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh,
we're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're slightly punchy because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours to drive. Well,
yeah.
Almost a day.
Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where?
This was
Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he's supposed to be university, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there?
I actually do work.
In my opinion, they were playing Brian like a fiddle. They stopped to look at his license to verify that was him, or to look at something in that car, get something.
Okay.
Exactly, Lex.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident. Just yesterday, or?
This happened this morning. About an hour and a half ago. We're still wrapping it up for investigating. I'm not sure there's two shooters because they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then you don't know about that actually.
Interesting.
Yep. Interesting. Guys, I'm going to have to leave it here. I'm sorry. I know there's like 2,300 people in here right now. I apologize. But I do have to go pick up my kids. I got to go do all that stuff. So I appreciate you. If anything breaks, of course, we'll be here. I may be back later this evening. More reporting on stuff comes about. We will see. Thank you all for being here, each and every one of you. Thank you to those who donated, those who give a big thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here for, justice for all of these young kids, Maddie and all of them. It's just very, very sad. And hopefully they get justice. I believe Moscow and the FBI and them will not stop until they get justice. And the FBI has a 98% success rate if they are prosecuting by themselves, of course. But anyway, I appreciate you. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. I will see you. We got 1,000 thumbs up. That's amazing. Thank you all. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, mods, for working so hard. You mean a lot to me. Couldn't do it without you. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.